child, they are laying a serious trap for you, and you have no idea about it. You think you are surrounded by love. You believe the hands that embrace you are for you. You assume that what's being said when you're not around is harmless, that silence means peace. But I, the Lord your God, I do not look as man looks. I do not judge by appearance. I look to the heart, and what I see, my child, what I see will shake you to your core. You have allowed certain people close to you, closer than they should have ever been. You opened your gates without guarding them. You showed the map of your calling to those who were never meant to walk beside you. You shared your dreams, your pain, your plans, and they smiled. But inside they began building something else, something evil, a trap. You thought their applause was genuine, but I saw the poison behind their praise. I saw the eyes that rolled after you walked away. I saw the conversations held in whispers. I saw the envy, the bitterness, the quiet hatred. You fed them, clothed them, prayed for them, but now they are laying a net to catch your feet. And worse, they look like friends. They sound like supporters. They carry your secrets, but not your heart. They echo your words, but not your truth. You trust them because they came in the name of peace. But the enemy does not always come with a sword. Sometimes he comes with a smile. My child, I have watched as they pretended. I have seen how they waited for your guard to fall. I have heard the rehearsals of betrayal, word by word, as they plant division behind your back. They are not strangers. They are not outsiders. These are the ones you call family. These are the ones who have stood with you in the light and now plot against you in the dark. But I will not allow it to succeed. I am stepping in. I will expose what you cannot see. I will remove the blindfold they placed on your spirit. And you will begin to see the signs I've been sending. The uneasiness you felt, it's not in your head. The distance that's grown, I allowed it. The tension you keep dismissing, it's divine. Do not ignore it anymore. You see, I allowed this season not to break you, but to awaken you. I allowed the betrayal to ripen so that it could be revealed. I allowed the trap to be set so that I could show you who really walks with you and who walks for themselves. You needed to know, you needed to see what I've already seen, because where I'm taking you, you can't carry everyone. You can't build the next level of your destiny with hands that plan to tear you down. This is not punishment. This is protection. I am not trying to destroy your circle. I am trying to save your calling. So listen closely, my child. Do not weep over the ones I remove. Do not fight to hold on to what I am tearing away. What you call loyalty, I call a lie. What you think is stable, I call dangerous. Trust me. I see what you cannot. I hear what they say when you leave the room. And I will not let their traps swallow your destiny. So walk with me now, trust my voice. Watch what I reveal in the days to come. For I, the Lord your God, do not sleep, I do not slumber, and I will defend those who belong to me. First, I want you to do 3 things to awaken the energy of this moment. Pause this video, hit the like button so this message reaches other chosen souls, and subscribe to join thousands of radiant spirits walking this divine path. Then, type the number 777 in the comments below. This is a powerful symbol of spiritual alignment and divine favor. When you do this, you are sending a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive everything God has prepared for you. If you are truly one of the chosen, you will stay with me until the very end, because your soul already knows this truth is meant just for you. This is not just a warning, it's divine intervention to rescue your soul and your purpose. My child, do not mistake this message as mere words. This is not just another alert. This is a rescue operation. Heaven is stepping in right now. Even as you listen, angels are moving. Even as you breathe, the Spirit of God is stirring the unseen. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but the battle for your purpose is raging in the spirit realm. And God says, I will not stand by while my chosen one is cornered. I will not remain silent while your enemies scheme. This moment is not ordinary. This is a divine interception. It is God's hand swerving the direction of your path before you fall into a pit that was dug with deception, not with dirt. This trap was custom built, designed to look like a blessing, tailored to look like opportunity, wrapped in compliments and familiarity, but it reeks in the spirit. It carries the scent of betrayal, the fingerprints of the enemy. And the reason it almost worked is because you carry a pure heart. You never expected war from those you loved, to deliver you from what your kindness blinded you to see. Do you think this is coincidence? That you're hearing this now? That your spirit was pulled to this very message in this very hour? No, this is divine orchestration. God knew you would need this word before the attack reached full bloom. Before the plan they've been planting began to sprout. He knew that if he didn't get to you now, you'd walk right into it. You'd trust what felt familiar. You'd lean on voices that no longer carry his spirit. You'd say yes to something that looked like elevation but was actually manipulation. So now God is saying, let me step in. Let me rearrange. Let me expose. Let me cancel what they whispered into being. But you must cooperate. You must release your attachment to what you thought was from me. Just because it came after a prayer doesn't mean it was the answer. Sometimes the enemy sends distractions wrapped as desires. But I, the Lord your God, give peace, not confusion. I build, not deceive. And what's coming from me will never need you to compromise your discernment to keep it. This intervention may feel like loss. It may feel like rejection. But don't confuse divine protection with defeat. I'm not just keeping you from something, I'm preserving you for something. The enemy isn't attacking you because of your past. He's attacking because of your potential. The trap is proof that you're carrying treasure. Your life carries weight. Your destiny has impact. That's why you've been targeted. So now you must respond. With obedience, with separation, with sensitivity to my voice. Don't delay. Don't second guess. When I say move, you move. When I say let go, you let go. Because what I do next will depend on how you respond now. You must awaken to the difference between flattery and true loyalty. My child, hear me clearly. There is a spirit of deception that hides behind charming words. It is the smile that feels safe, the handshake that seems warm, the encouragement that sounds sweet. Yet underneath it all, it carries a bitter root. You must sharpen your discernment in this season, because not every voice that praises you is for you. Not every word spoken in agreement is birthed from alignment. Some are spoken to gain access, to study your moves, to predict your steps, to mimic your language only to use it against you when the time comes. There are people who call you family, but only because they want the benefits of your covering. They walk in your presence and reflect your light, but they do not carry your heart. They say, I'm proud of you, but inside they're counting the days until they can outshine you. They compliment you when you win publicly, but secretly groan when God opens another door for you. That's not loyalty. That's spiritual competition in disguise, and it must be exposed. My child, you've been drawn to kindness without testing the spirit behind it. But now I am raising your awareness, because true loyalty doesn't just agree with you, it corrects you. True loyalty doesn't flatter you when you're wrong just to stay close. It speaks truth even when it risks relationship. And many of those around you are not loyal to you, they're loyal to their need for you. The moment your elevation no longer serves them, they will turn. They will switch. They will act like they were never with you to begin with. And I say this not to make you afraid. I say this to wake you up. Because you've been praying for elevation, for destiny, for purpose, and I've heard you. I've been opening the heavens on your behalf. But I cannot take you into your next while you're still clinging to false alliances. You cannot build legacy with leeches. You cannot walk in power while entertaining parasites. These spirits do not announce themselves, they blend in, they learn your rhythms, they study your habits, and then they strike when your guard is down. That's why I'm warning you now, before the damage is done, before your peace is shattered, before your name is dragged through confusion and lies. You must ask me daily to reveal hearts, to show you what your eyes can't see, to teach you how to distinguish between empty praise and divine partnership. Loyalty shows up in the storm. It intercedes when no one is watching. It celebrates your victories without envy and mourns your losses without gossip. If they can't clap for you in private, they don't deserve access in public. If they only come around when the spotlight's on you, then they were never walking with you. They were chasing the light, not the purpose. I will begin to remove the counterfeits. Some will walk away, some will suddenly go silent. Do not chase them, let them go. I'm making room for those who will carry you in prayer, not just in conversation. Those who don't just want to see you blessed, but want to see you become exactly who I've called you to be. This season requires spiritual maturity. It requires separation from the noise and a deep connection to my voice. The days of emotional attachments must come to an end. I need you surrounded by truth, not tactics, by real warriors, not watchers, by builders, not backbiters. You've entertained too many smiles that came from snakes, but no more. From now on, let every relationship be filtered through my spirit. God is scattering every plan formed in secret, but you must obey His instruction. My child, the battle that is surrounding you right now is not just physical, it is spiritual. What you think is confusion is actually a confrontation between light and darkness. And though you may not have seen it yet with your eyes, I have already stepped into the battlefield on your behalf. I have already gone before you. I have already begun tearing down the secret meetings, the whispered plots, the quiet plans laid behind closed doors. But this is not the time to be passive. This is the moment where obedience becomes your shield. When I say move, you move. When I say cut ties, you cut. When I say be silent, you be still, because my instructions are your preservation. There are spirits assigned to your destruction, and they are using people close to you as vessels. They don't even know they are being used. They think they're acting from their own thoughts, their own bitterness, their own unmet desires. But behind it is something deeper, darker, an ancient spirit of sabotage, a generational spirit of envy, an assignment launched to delay, derail, and destroy your purpose. And yet I, the Lord your God, have not left you vulnerable. I am sending you this message now, because you are at a divine crossroads. What you do next will determine what I can release next. I'm not just scattering plans in the shadows. I'm also watching your response. Will you obey when it doesn't make sense? Will you follow even when it's painful? Will you trust me when it feels like loss? Because many of my children pray for protection, but few are willing to walk the path that protection requires. You say you want to be covered, but you keep ignoring my warnings. You keep returning to places I've called you out of. You keep making excuses for people I already exposed. My child, this is not the time to hesitate. This is the time to listen with your spirit, not just your emotions. There are things I have blocked that you didn't even know about. Opportunities that looked golden but were filled with manipulation. Conversations you almost had but I interrupted. People you were about to partner with, not knowing they were sent to poison your peace. And you thought it was rejection, but it was redirection. You thought it was a closed door, but it was a divine rescue. I blocked it because I love you. I stopped it because I've chosen you for more than popularity, more than comfort, more than temporary success. You are carrying something eternal, and I will protect what I placed in you, even if I have to break your heart to do it. But now I need your cooperation, because I will scatter their plans, but you must not return to their presence. I will cancel their strategies, but you must not reattach your soul to their flattery. I will expose them, but you must not excuse them. There is a line being drawn in the spirit right now, a separation between the pure and the polluted, between the chosen and the compromised. You cannot walk in divine purpose with divided loyalty. You cannot build what I've called you to build while entertaining voices that war against your calling. This is the season of swift obedience. If I say walk away, don't ask why. If I say be quiet, don't try to defend yourself. Let me fight for you. Let me scatter what was meant to destroy you. Let me be your shield, your silence, your sword. Because the very thing they designed to break you is what I will turn to bless you, if you obey. What's being said behind your back has power. only if you keep ignoring God's voice. My child, you must understand something in this very moment. What you choose to ignore is what will grow. What you refuse to confront in the spirit will soon confront you in the natural. The whispers behind your back, the secret conversations, the slander hidden in subtle jokes and half-truths. These are not just words, they are seeds. And when they go unchallenged by the authority I've placed in you, they begin to take root. But you cannot afford to be passive in this season. You cannot stay silent when I have already spoken. You cannot overlook the signs when I am showing them to you again and again. Because silence in the face of slander is not humility. It can become agreement. And child, I have not called you to agree with the lies of your enemies. There are people who speak blessings in front of you and curses behind you. They celebrate you with their mouths, but privately they are building a case against your name, your character, your destiny. And you feel it, you've sensed the shift. You walk into rooms and something in your spirit tightens. You catch the tail end of conversations and suddenly everything goes quiet. You try to shake it off, but the discomfort lingers. That's not paranoia. That's discernment. That's the Holy Spirit tugging on your spirit saying, pay attention this door. But instead of listening, you've tried to reason it away. You've told yourself you're overthinking. You've called it insecurity when it was actually divine insight. But I'm telling you now, the danger is real, and your discernment is accurate. There's a reason your peace has been under attack. There's a reason you felt waves of heaviness out of nowhere. Because what they're saying, even in private, carries spiritual weight. Words are not just sounds, they are assignments. They can bless or they can bind. They can cover or they can curse. You will not accept this cycle as your story. I am pulling you out before it collapses. You must now guard your heart like never before. You must protect your joy like treasure. You must surround your mind with my word, your spirit with my presence, your days with my voice. Because what's coming next is greater than what you're leaving behind, but only if you survive this trap. I have placed angels around you. I have hidden you in my shadow. But you must stay close. You must stay alert. Do not let a temporary emotion lead you to a permanent mistake. Every snare begins with a distraction. Every fall begins with a compromised moment. Do not entertain what I've already warned you about. Do not nurture connections I've already exposed. The trap is not physical, but its damage will bleed into every area of your life if you don't take this moment seriously. Wake up, my child. Shake the dust off your spirit. Let my voice ring louder than your confusion. You are not losing your mind. You are under attack. But I have already made a way out.